Mhm.
Hi everyone. I am Andrea. I'm the events catalyst for the Immersive series and your host for today. Um, just a second. I'm tuning in from Cluj-Napoca, Romania, which is situated in the western part of the country, so Eastern Europe. I want to warmly welcome you to our gathering and swiftly introduce our guest for today. Paula is a creative embodiment coach with a master's in innovation and a career spanning startups, nonprofits, and corporate innovation, sustainability, and learning and development. She has spent years helping ideas take shape, blending strategic thinking with creative problem solving. After being on the edge of burnout and losing touch with her own creative spark, Paula understood firsthand how maintaining a personal creative practice is essential for staying energized, aligned, and producing our best work. Through her work at Unlearn Studios, Paula now helps others reconnect with their creativity. Through her coaching and training, she empowers people to move from survival mode to creative mode using unlearning, embodiment, and playful practices to unlock energy, joy, and aliveness. Thank you, Paula, for being here. Over to you.
Mm, Thank you so much, Andrea. Much, much appreciated. Yeah, thank you all for being here. And yeah, I said this is really your own personal journey. So this space is made for you to, yeah, really kind of orient yourself in this time at the end of the year. Really reflect on, what has been, whatever the year has brought for you, to ourselves in the now, and also just to look forward into what kind of things do we want to take with us, and what kinds of things we want to leave behind, as we step into the new year. And so, yeah, we're going to do things maybe a bit different than some of the businessy workshops. So we're going to get into our bodies today. We're going to be doing some reflection through writing, some reflection through sharing with each other, and also some reflections through our body through some movement exercises. Um, and if you're expecting that we're going to do goal setting for 2025, this is not the workshop yet. So Andrea and I had planned another session for us in January. So please don't be disappointed if today we don't get to goal setting or kind of action plans or things like that. We will do that in part 2. But in this part, we really wanted to honor what has been taking place in 2024, and also really letting go. I think that's really the theme, letting go, releasing anything that we want to, yeah, kind of leave behind so that we can make more space for growth. Um, yeah, so without further ado, I would want to invite you next just to land in our body before we move into, you know, thoughts and actions, but just to land in our body today through a very short and sweet kind of a guided embodiment meditation exercise. And so just for this, it's very simple. Again, just if you just tuning in now, I'd invite you to look around your space and just feel that you're comfortable where you are, so that you can be in your body, move around if you feel called to. And when you're ready, just closing down your eyes. You're just gonna take a couple of minutes to land here. So perhaps closing your eyes and putting a hand over your chest, over your belly, or somewhere that feels really supportive for you. And very slowly tuning into your breath. So we're just going to be noticing the breath as it flows into your body and as it flows out. I invite you to notice the temperature or the speed of your breath. And with your next breath, I just invite you to bring any attention to any stress or tension that you feel in the upper part of your body. So perhaps your head, your face, any facial muscles you're holding tension in, your neck, your shoulders, your upper back, and just introducing some movement here just to release any of the stress of the day. Next, getting a sense of where your body touches the chair or the furniture you're sitting on, where your back or your pelvic bone or your legs touch on the chair, and then the feet on the ground. Getting a sense of how you're fully supported, letting gravity do its job, and allow yourself fully surrender to melt into the here and now. Next, we draw some attention into the heart space, perhaps introducing the movement as well, if that feels good to you. Perhaps there's a sigh out. Ah. Bringing more space and attention into your chest area. Just sensing what is alive here. Next, I'd invite you to bring your attention lower down into your body, into your pelvic bowl, just to the core, right below your belly. Just sensing what is here, what is alive. There's no right or wrong way to do this. Just notice what is the energy floating through your body right now. Perhaps sending a breath down into your left hip. Another breath down into your right hip. Placing your mind's eye right in the center of your hips. And with your next breath, I'll just drop this question for you. And there's no need to answer this question with any words or have the right answer come up for you. Just notice whatever wants to bubble up in response. And the question is, how might I create more space in my life? Just letting that question swim and simmer throughout your body, letting it ripple through every cell of your being. How might I create more space in my life? And we're just going to let that question swim with us. Just come along for the ride throughout the rest of the session. And with your next breath, just coming back to the room, orienting yourself around the space. Mhm. All right. So, as we move along, feel free to take yourself on and off the camera as you feel comfortable. Um, but just a little wave to the ones that are online that we're back in the space together. And if there's one thing, one word or one short sentence that emerged for you within that drop-in, I'd love to see in the chat if you'd love to share. If there's anything that arose for you, there's no right or wrong. I'd love to hear. Okay. So as our next exercise of reflection, um, you'll need a piece of paper and a pen. Yeah. And just find an open page in your notebook. We're gonna dive into a couple of questions next. Patience, burden. Yeah. Thanks for sharing, Jordan and Bern. Beautiful. So I'd like to invite you to think of 2024 as if it was a movie, a movie in your life. Yeah. And if we were to create a highlight reel of this movie, a highlight reel in a movie includes all the ups and the downs, right? So it's not just about being the Instagram worthy posts or, that kind of the shiny things you might want to share on LinkedIn. It includes the whole thing. Yeah, it includes really the highest highs, the lowest lows, or any meaningful moments. They don't have to be big. Any meaningful moments that came up for you. And really try to think around or across different dimensions of your life. So it could be family, it could be work and career, it could be your health or any physical changes, it could be creative pursuits, spirituality, nature, society or community. Yeah, so across all of life. Yeah. And we'll have a couple of minutes here just for you to jot down any of those key highlights. So try to go through the year, maybe starting in January, February, and moving through the season. And I'll hold the time for 3 minutes. Yeah, so this is just your own individual reflections for now. Yeah, and if you have any questions that you want to pop in the chat, go ahead. We'll stay in dialogue.
I see there's another Paula trying to join. Are you? Ah, okay.
So just wrapping up that list. If it's not 100% complete, don't worry. You can keep adding things after this session as well, of course, but yeah, just a couple more seconds. Okay, so I hope you can see my screen. 1 second. Yeah, can you see my screen? Yeah, fantastic. So going back to this list, I just invite you to draw a little, tree, heart, sun, and exclamation mark, just along those things in your list that correspond, right? So where or when did you grow the most? So that's where you put a little tree. What are you most proud of? Something that really stood out for you. What has been most energizing? It doesn't have to be one thing, it can be also a couple. So don't spend too much time choosing. Just go through and see what felt really energizing for you throughout the year, and maybe what felt heavy or depleting. Yeah, so we'll have 1 or 2 more minutes to do this, almost like a little evaluation of your highlights. All right, how are we doing? Maybe a little thumbs up for those that are more or less done. Beautiful, thank you. All right, so next I'd like to invite you once again just to come down into your body. You can close your eyes if that feels good, or even just lowering your gaze and just tuning inwards. And we're just going to imagine that you're standing at the threshold of a doorway. Yeah. So behind you lies 2024 and all the richness of what you've uncovered, which I'm sure for each of you has been quite a year. And you have a backpack that you've been carrying with you. It has resources, it has your habits, it has your belief systems, your priorities, your identity. basically everything that you've carried with you until this point in time. And this backpack of resources and tools, they've served you as best as possible until this point. And now you're at this not a crossroad, but really at this doorway where you're looking forward and you know that there's a sea of possibilities ahead of you. 2025 is wide, wide open. Anything is truly possible. Now, you can feel grounded in yourself in the now, tuning into what is alive now. Just having a minute to think about what it is in this backpack of resources that you're ready to let go of. Not because they have not been helpful in the past, not because there's something faulty with these things, but because they're no longer necessary in the journey you're going to take next. Yeah. So, from this place, again, remember behind you, there's everything that you've carried with yourself with, all the events that have happened. And ahead of you, it's a blank page, a field of possibilities. So just take a couple of minutes in your journal to reflect, and I'd invite you to do this without too much thinking, just letting the pen flow through the page, just to journal freely without overthinking. What are you ready to let go of? And these are some guiding questions that may support you. So you could think about ideas that are keeping you small or stuck. You can think about feelings that you're ready just simply to complete. You can think about aspects of your life that you're just ready to be over with. Yeah. So we'll have also maybe 2-3 minutes just to write freely without too much evaluation or censoring. Just let the pen flow throughout the page. All right. Just 10 more seconds or so just to finalize your thoughts. Now, I'm super curious. I don't know how many of you read through the invitation instructions a couple of days ago, but if any of you actually saw some real leaves, like tree leaves, I'd love to hear. Super extra points. But if not, that's okay. Okay, so that's totally fine. But so what would be really fantastic, you can also even rip off a piece of paper if that feels meaningful to you, or draw a leaf on your notebook. But I'd love to invite you to just to select now 1 to maximum 3 things that you really now want to work on as an intention to release, yeah, to let go of before the coming year. And maybe there's one big thing that you've been holding on to, anger about something for a while. Maybe you've just been playing really small at work and you're ready to speak up. Maybe it's like a fear of, I don't know, either being seen in some way, or perhaps it's simply, I don't know, an emotion that you're just ready to complete and make more room for something else in your life. So whatever it is for you, just, it could be also something small, like a habit that you've been trying to break, like a pattern of, I don't know, going for sweets when you're feeling shitty for the day. That could be as very like simple or big as you like, and select 1 to maximum 3 things. Now, in our next round, we'll actually split into small groups. So I think we probably have space for 3 groups, I can imagine, Andrea. I don't know how you see it, but it'd be great that there was not too many more than 3, I would say, just so that everybody has a chance to share. So
3 breakout rooms. I think one of them will have 2 people.
Yeah.
In the room.
Yeah.
Let's create it.
Yeah, that would be great. And then we're gonna have, so if you're in a group of 3, so maximum 3 minutes each. Yeah, so just have somebody time it, or yourself. Maximum 3 minutes each, and if you're in a group of 2, you have an extra minute. Yeah. But basically, we want to share, at least as a commitment. So just by saying things out loud, you don't need to comment on each other unless you then have time in the end. You can still, of course, jump. But the important thing is that each of you has a turn on the mic just to say things out loud. And feel free to bring any level that you feel comfortable. But the idea is to share. So the top things that you're ready to let go. Yeah. And perhaps if you want to go deeper, maybe you will also want to just take a screenshot of this if that helps. What has been the positive and the negative impact of these things in your life? Because often we think of things that we want to let go, they've been bad for us, but maybe there's been something that's been good about them. That's why we've kept them along for so long. Yeah. And last but not least, who would you be in the world without these ideas? Yeah. This idea or thought or habit, like who might you become without these things? Yeah. So this is your task. Any questions before we move into the breakouts? Yeah. Okay.
Creating them now. I'm also going to pause the recording while people are in the breakout rooms.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 1 room with 2 people, as I said before. All right, let's open them. And you said 3 minutes, right?
Yes, perfect. So sorry, Andrea. So 3 minutes each. So 9 in total. Yeah.
9 in total. Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna Welcome back, everyone. I think
Well,
everyone is back.
yeah. Yeah, welcome back. Nice. Super nice to see you. So, how was it to say things out loud? Scary, good. Okay. So that's one step towards making them more real, right? So one thing is to write things down, one thing is to say them out loud. The other one is to move through them. And this one may seem a little bit more out there depending on, your background and, how you work. I'd invite you just to keep an open mind with this one, yeah? So we're not going to spend here a whole hour session, just a few minutes. But invite you just to play with this if you will. So it's going to be a movement practice. I'm going to put on some music, and we're going to move through this. And what does that mean exactly? So if you've never done sort of a free movement exercise before, there's no right or wrong way to do this. You don't have to dance to the music per se, but I'd invite you just to welcome whatever it is that you're trying to release, just to give it space. You can think of it like we're saying goodbye, actually. So instead of saying, okay, we're gonna say goodbye to something because we hate it, we never want to see it again, we're going to give it a proper send off. Yeah, we're gonna maybe spend a little bit of time with this. Let's say I don't know, I've been fearing public speaking, and I'm just I'm over being afraid of public speaking. I really just want to step out into a stage. Yeah. I just went to a TEDx on Sunday. That's why I'm inspired. So let's say this is my topic that I want to release. So I'm going to make room for this fear. I'm going to feel afraid. I'm going to just let it into my body. I'm going to even move past that fear. Yeah. And then when I'm ready, I'm going just to let it go. What does that mean? I might move and shake like a tree, like that's dropping leaves. I may perhaps even visualize this fear leaving my body drip by drip. Yeah. Whatever feels good to you, to first welcome it, hold it, and then release it. Yeah. If you do have leaves or pieces of paper with you, you may want to hold them with you as you do this exercise. And when you're really ready to let go, you can actually physically release them into the ground or even open a window and let them out into the cool air. Yeah. I'm going to guide you with some very gentle prompts here and there, but not too much. Try to keep it for yourself. And we're going to be here for maybe, yeah, like 6-7 minutes. Not that long, actually. Yeah. Any questions? All right. So let me know if you can hear this music. You hear? Is it too low, too loud? Okay. Okay. Feel free to adjust it, bring it up or down as you feel. And yeah, without further ado, you're very welcome to put your camera to the side or even to turn it off for this exercise, as whatever feels comfortable for you. I'll be moving right alongside you on the side. Yeah. Fantastic. Can you welcome this idea or belief even more fully into your whole body? How does your body feel when this thought or idea is fully alive in your body? What has been the benefit or the payoff of you holding on to this so far? Can you thank it? Can you fully thank it for its services? Who would you be without it? And I'd invite you, if you haven't done so already, to shake off or to visualize this idea leaving your body. Even gently opening a window and releasing it into the air. Just let it release. Just coming back gently to stillness and to the space together. Wonderful. All right. So before we wrap up fully, I'm curious to hear just from maybe one or two voices in the room, if you feel up for it, just to share anything that surfaced up for you throughout the session. Anyone feeling brave?
I can start. Thanks for leading this. It was nice to think about even the beginning of the year last year and kind of go through it. And I really enjoyed your guidance. We had a great time in the breakout room, like kind of sharing those deeper things and being like, yeah, like we're kind of all the same on the inside, even though we present very differently.
Mm,
And movement makes a really big difference. I'm going to remember that.
mm, beautiful. Thank you, Rebecca. Yeah, thank you. Anyone else? One last chance. All right. So we're going to close the space here. Just wanted to send you off with this, maybe two further prompts for the holidays. You're very just welcome just to keep them with you. One of the question is, yeah, who am I becoming? Who am I in the process of becoming? And the next one is, what energy do I want to bring into the new year? So I would invite you, because I think we are in learning and development. We're very much goal oriented, perhaps, or used to planning and to think a lot of our development and growth. I just invite you to make space before jumping into goal setting, before thinking of the next big shiny things you're going to chase, just to make room to be in this space of letting go, to continue letting go. If today's just maybe the beginning, if you're dealing with something bigger, and just to be in this space of uncertainty, unknown, for a little longer than usual. And then often enough, those next big steps show up on their own. They just like fill this space a little bit more intuitively than being forced down just by the external expectations of you must, now be bigger and better and faster. But perhaps there is something that comes a little bit more grounded for you as the next big thing. Yeah. So those are the two questions I'll leave you off with. I think Andrea already popped in the chat, so we do have part 2.
Yeah, this
The
is
link
what
is there.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to say. We have another session with Paula in January, 21st of January. I've dropped the link. And another thing that I wanted to say was that I encourage you, people who participate in the immersive series, to give us feedback, because we really want to meet all your needs and design these sessions for your needs. So yeah, this is just a reminder that I think Luma sent an email after each session. And yeah, feel free to give us feedback. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I would so appreciate it. Also, I'll include any feedback into the design of the next session. So feel free to, make your voice heard and stay in touch with me throughout the holidays if you'd like. And looking forward to see you in January. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And have a, happy Christmas, happy New Year, and enjoy this time of the year. And very important, please rest and just enjoy all things. All right. Bye.
Bye.